Hey everyone, welcome to today's video, which is going to be part 2 to the spirit animals color along that we're doing for halfway to Halloween, which is this page right here. The first one we just have this pearlescent paints on here, but before I figure I'd get into it, I'd show some of the pictures that I've been working on this weekend and what I'm going to work on. So I have out the anime Jade Summer coloring book because I believe it is Becky who is doing anime, I think it is. And I wanted to do one from here. So I picked out this one right here to do. I only kind of was sitting down kind of thinking what I want to do with it. And I think right now what I'm going to do is do then kind of opposite colors where usually you see the angel, you see him in like blues and like ivory colors. I think I'll do him in that, and then her in the red, because usually you see like the devil characters in the red stuff. And then I did finish a page from Sager Oxogner, which I was doing this with a buddy color with Candace over on Instagram. And I finished it up. I did this one. I kind of flew through there very fast with it. I tried to do it like the Game of Thrones with the dragons and then Dany, or Daenerys, how you want to refer to her. And then I did the hair. This is all polychromos and just a little bit of gel pen. But I did the hair with the polys, and then I went ahead and Posca painted over the black lines. It's just as like a little thing here, it's actually easier to do Posca over top of the polys than it is to do on top of the Prismas. I think the wax in the Prismas is what kind of holds it back and makes the color go through, but I haven't had that happen with the polys yet. And then I did start one in Color Morphia, and I'm doing this page right here. So I had a hiccup. I just brushed my teeth, and like for some reason that makes me hiccup a lot. I don't know why. But I did start this page here. I want to do it kind of reverse colors. Usually the fish is very, very colorful in pictures. So I want to do everything else in here in colorful and then do this kind of almost like a grayscaled fish. So I did this with the Neocolor 2s, and I did this with polychromos. I'm going to do the rest with polychromos. I want to test it out, see how it works. This is the polys on the paper, and then this one here, I did my first picture in here is with Prismas. So far, I'm liking how the polychromos are laying down on this paper better, but I'm liking the end results of the Prismas on this paper so far. So that is what I've been coloring. And before I get into this again, I just want to say that to keep all your thoughts and prayers out for two of the people who are always here watching, commenting. Susan, or Susan N. I don't know if you want me to say your full name or not, but we've been talking through email, and she's in the hospital. I'm not going to say what she's going through just in case, if she wants to comment about it and everything like that, she can. But just please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She could use it, and it always helps. I was in the hospital for surgery before, and it can really just lift your spirit knowing people are thinking about you and praying for you. And also for Rosemary, who I forgot to mention it, I should say. I'm like out of touch right now, like, with filming. But she was in recovering, I think, from hip surgery. So she's been watching from the hospital as well for a while. So just keep them both in your thoughts and prayers. And if anyone else ever needs it, just leave it down in the comments, and everyone will send some prayers for you. So yeah, I want to mention that, and I was actually planning on mentioning that Friday when I filmed, but then I just kind of randomly took an impromptu break. So let's get into the page, and I'll talk about what I've been doing and what kind of impromptu break. So I'm going to be doing this page here. I did the watercolors, and I'm going to do the rest now probably in polychromos, because I do want to see how they work on this paper. So it feels like the Sager Oxogner paper, but so I think I know what it's going to work like, but I want to test it out. So let me quickly just take this out, and I slipped this little chop mat underneath here. I got them at the dollar store. They work really good for pictures like this that aren't in the crack, but when you're in the crack, I don't like them, because it tends to like slip out in some of the books like this, and you had a little indenture there. Okay, so let me grab some colors. I think I'm just going to start shading this because I just need one color. So I grab a black, or gray, I should say. let's just grab, is this one gonna be good? Let's see. Yep. So we are going to use the Polychromos Warm Gray 4 or number 273. So zoom you in and kind of twist this. There we go. So I'm just going to shade this in pretty much with one color and let the shimmer and shine really stick out with it. So I hope everyone's been having a good weekend. It has been a while since I've actually filmed anything. The last time I actually filmed was Wednesday night. And yeah, I just kind of took a random impromptu break that I didn't think I was going to. So Wednesday night, I filmed the first part of this. And then I filmed after that my coloring book collection. And from now on, when I do my coloring book collections, I am going to try to just film them in 2 parts or multiple parts and just release the videos all like either back to back or just in one day, because I kind of blew my voice out on Thursday. So I was like, I was already planning on taking the day off on Thursday or Thursday night from filming because I had the 2 videos ready and I didn't want to get backlogged on videos. So I was already planned that anyway, so I was okay. And then Thursday, my mom wasn't feeling very well. She had a stomach flu. And on Friday, I woke up, I felt normal. And then by Friday evening, I just was not feeling very good. I had the same thing as her. So I was like, I'm just going to take the night off. And then Saturday, it's like, by the time my dad went to bed on Saturday night, it was almost like 1:30 in the morning. And he likes to watch TV until he goes to bed. So I really couldn't film because he keeps the TV very loud. And I would have been coloring here and I'd be listening to the background noise of Jumanji. So I was like, I'm just going to take the night off and film tonight. And that's what I'm doing. And I do have a Happy Meal video to film, but I'm waiting until tomorrow night. So you'll see Happy Meal on Tuesday because I have some stuff that I bought coming in the mail tomorrow on Monday, or today for you. So I figure I'm going to wait an extra day instead of just doing and leaving it on, until the next time. Like, if it wouldn't be here until like Tuesday, I would have just filmed it tonight and then filmed this as well, probably. But I think I may go over this very quickly with the lightest of the warm grays, or maybe the cold gray, just to kind of get through, because you'll see the shimmer, because I don't know if you can see, like, through here, it kind of makes or you can still see the shimmer effect. I don't know how well it will pick up on camera. You can still see in person, the shimmer effect underneath of the pencil. So I might just go over it to kind of smooth everything out a little bit. But I'm not sure. I'll see how it looks like afterwards. I kind of like it, but I think I might want to go over it once, just very, very lightly. So yeah, it was just a weird stomach bug that happened, I should say. I hope it doesn't happen again, because it's like you were in pain from the stomach ache, and it's like one of the ones where like you just feel like you're gonna have to like move everything into the bathroom, because like if you breathe wrong, your stomach twists and turns, but like at the same time, your stomach was hurting you, but you're starving. And then when you went to eat, you couldn't eat anything more than like 4 bites, and you're full. And it felt like you were like dizzy and like queasy, but then like you felt like you could also run a marathon. It was the most confusing stomach bug ever. And I'm glad that was just like a 24-hour thing. And I think that's it. So let me grab a light gray. I think I'm going to use warm gray 1 or cold gray 1, which is 230. and just go very lightly over top of all this, just to kind of smooth the colors out, because you'll still be able to see that shimmer effect underneath of it, or through the pencil as well. And that way just kind of evens it all out. But yeah, other than that, it was a relaxing weekend. I did a lot of coloring. I wasn't in the mood to read, so I didn't do any reading this weekend. On Friday, we went to the store, went to the Dollar Tree, we went to Walmart. I checked out Burke's Outlet, which is kind of like a Ross store, or like a TJ Maxx, or I think in the UK it's TK Maxx. It was like that. Oh, like you see, I'm trying to like hide. There you go. You can see this still the shimmer of that gray right in here. So that was Cold Gray 1. I actually think what I'm gonna do for this one here is actually take the copper, because this is like a metallic one, and I think it should be, let me see really quickly here. Yeah, it's actually like the perfect color right in there. So I'll go ahead and let me actually get better points. I will be right back. Okay, so let me move this over so you can kind of see. Let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to take the copper, which is 252, I think. You can't really see that much on there. You can on camera better than in person. And I'm going to kind of shade through like the areas here. That way it's kind of like nice and reflective. But yeah, we went to Burke's Outlet, which is kind of like the Ross, like TJ Maxx, TK Maxx, you know? And it used to be like a really, really good store for deals and stuff like that. Their prices really went up. So, because I had to get shoes, so I was like, I'm going to go in there and check, because I figured, oh, that'll be a good place to check, you know? Nope. I ended up getting a pair at Walmart. Oop, little tip fell off there. That's about the most breakage you'll ever get with polychroma. It's just a little tip you sharpen too much. Oh, that's why. The little sticky thing underneath the pencil case came off. I was wondering what was wobbling. I had to get a little super glue and super glue the little, there you go, the little leg thing. So it was wobbling. I was like, why is it wobbling? I never did that before. So I can fix it. No, okay, I'll fix it afterwards. But yeah, I got a pair there. And then on Saturday, I thought I was going to have to go to the library to return a book, but I actually had another renewal on 3 of them. So I'm hoping I'm going to try buckling down over this next week or so and reading. To finish up those books. Because I know I want to finish up the Hocus Pocus and the new sequel that they have. If I have to, I may just skip reading Hocus Pocus, because I know what happens. It's literally the same exact thing, you know, as the movie. They literally pretty much just took it and like moved it over to book form. So like I don't have to really actually read it. I'm just reading it for like the sake of the fact that I love Hocus Pocus. So I might just go ahead and do that and just read the new sequel. But I'm not sure. Then I have one, I think it's by Paula Hawkins. Let's see if I can reach. Yes. It's Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. And I think it's The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which is a young adult historical romance. And I think I'm going to be filming probably on the weekend of the 18th, my next reading update, which I'll actually be able to talk and review a book. 2 books, actually. Because I finished up the 2 Macy Yates ones. Which is always very good. But I want to get those ones from the library, right? Because I did get more as well. Last time I was there. Let me see if I can slide this or I can tell you the books. There we go. I got Hunting Prince Dracula, which is a James Patterson Presents novel. Which it looks like this. Hold on. Looks like this right here. By Carrie Maniscalco. It's a young adult one. But I am not sure because the James Patterson Presents, I think, is like he like spotlights different artists, or not artists, like different writers. Because that one wrote the Stalking Jack the Ripper, I think it was. And I think that looks good. I see on camera. He looks good, nice metallic. I'm gonna do a different color though to kind of even it out and make it not so shiny. Let's use cadmium yellow, dark cadmium yellow. I think that would be good, very lightly over that. Which this is 108. Dark cadmium yellow. Just gonna go, like I said, with the same thing with the cold gray, is very lightly over it. Yeah, I've been wanting to read Stalking Jack the Ripper, but my library never has it. So I'll have to put that one on hold. I have to put another one on hold because the 3rd and final book in the Constellation series by Claudia Gray came out in April. And that series is amazing. It's a sci-fi space opera. So it's kind of like almost like a soap opera in space. But it's really good. So I put that on hold. I put that one on hold as well. But I'm excited to read that one. I'm hoping that's not a part of a series. Because by the same, the covers are very similar. And the same author. So I'm hoping that's not a sequel to the first one. I have to look it up before I read it. I didn't look it up in the library. And then I got The Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to know anything about it, so don't say anything. I just know that I read and really loved The Girl in the Train by the same author. There you go, you can really see that underneath the pencil, there's a nice and shine to it. So let's go ahead and let's do the frogs. Let me just put that there. The grass and greens. Yeah, I really liked The Girl on the Train. I really liked the movie too. Let's do the light green, emerald, dark phthalo, and hooker's green. So from light to dark, we're going to be using light green, which is PC 171. Emerald green, 163. Dark phthalo or phthalo green. I don't know how to pronounce it. I should probably look it up. 264. And hooker's green, which is 159. So what I'm going to do is actually start from dark to light to shade these. Oop, still blurry. Sorry about that. There we go. So I'm going to start with the hooker's green and move down. And very light pressure here. Just kind of putting it where I want the darker shading to be. See, I read The Girl on the Train, watched the movie. It was both really good. And Do I want to go around the spots? Or do I go over them? I'm going to go around the spots. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Because the girl on the train kept me guessing until the very end. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. Because I'm really good at picking the who, the what, and the why. Or really not the who, the what, and the why, but the who and the what. And never really the why. But I can kind of usually always like pick out like that person did it. I just had to like read to figure out the motive. And then I got the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which looks like this right here. That one is the first book in a series. I think it's not connected. This is Dark Phallio Green. It's not like you have to read the first one to do it. It's only like the Harlequins, I believe. I'm not sure, but I figured I want to read the first one first, you know. So I grabbed that one because that one's actually has been on my radar as ones to read, as a one to read for a while. And then I grabbed On the Come Up, which is the sequel, spiritual successor, companion to The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. My library actually had 2 copies still in stock, so I was like, I'm grabbing one of these. So I'm excited to read that. I'm hoping no one puts it on hold before I get to it. This is Emerald Green now. Because I really want to read it before I purchase it. Because I really like the first one. But I've kind of had a falling out with like super, super emotional books like that. Because they kind of put me in like a dark kind of headspace. I don't like it. So as much as like The Hate You Give was like a really, really good novel, I'm kind of thinking of just donating my books. Because I'm never going to read it again. Because it really kind of put me in like a dark headspace for a while because of just how realistic it was and how all that story stuff, like the stuff that's happened, that story happens all the time. I put out little gnat traps, but no, they still fly around. Now we're gonna go with the light green and go very lightly over everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I'm hoping that maybe it's a little less heavy as the first one. If it's not, I'll still read it. I just won't purchase it or reread it. I may purchase it yet and just keep the other ones just to have on my shelf because it would be like one of those books that I honestly feel will be I will probably be taught in schools because of the topic of it. And I think it is already being taught in some schools, like some like higher middle grade, high school kid age schools, which is an important book, and I do think that it is something that should be talked about and should have books out about it. But I just don't want to ever really reread it and relive it, if that makes sense. There you go, there is our frog. You can see it nice and still shiny. That's why I like to do the pearlescent base. I'm going to do the same color, same technique on this frog down here. And I'm probably going to make a note of this so I can do the same green for her skin over here. Let me actually do that before I forget. Let's use this right here. Whoop. Paper fell on the floor. Make a note really quickly before I forget. Let's see. Green. which skin? Polys. So that's light green, emerald green, dark phthalo green, and hooker's green. Okay, sorry, I just want to make a note of that really quickly because I want to have them somehow connected. In this book, how like both pictures connected. So yeah, I have that one from the library, and the last one I have is just simply called Lizzie. And it's it's a modern day Lizzie Borden retelling. And it sounded good, so I'm like, I'm gonna grab this. So yeah, that's my library books. You'll see them again probably when I do my card on my reading update. But hopefully I'll have some read by then. But I thought I was gonna have to return the Hocus Pocus, the Gentleman's Guide, and the Into the Water, because I thought it was gonna be the third time I renewed it. 'Cause on my library, you can only renew it for 2 times. You have them out for 9 weeks, and after the second renewal, you have to take them in there and check with the librarian manually if there is a hold or not on there. If there is a hold, you can't renew them, but if there isn't, they'll renew them for you, but you have to take them in there. You can't renew them anymore you can't like renew them through the library, the computer system. Like I can go to the website and check renewals or put them on hold and stuff like that. But I can't do it I can't renew a book if there's a hold on it, and I can't renew a book if I'm reached that limit that they have. So I thought I was gonna have to go there, and it turns out I have one more. So that was good because on Saturday, which was the 4th, they were having a book sale. And surprisingly, I didn't feel like going to the book sale. Neither did my mom either. Because we just have... My mom has been reading, but she hasn't been reading. The last book she read was Hocus Pocus. She had it before. She asked if she could read it before, because she's seen it and wanted to read it, so I just gave it to her. That's why I haven't had it done yet. So I probably would have had it finished by now, but she wanted to read it, so I let her have it to read. And then she has a book on tarot cards, I think, out there, and then she has a Susan Mallory one out. But even my mom didn't feel like going, because we went last year to the summer, spring. I think this will still be springtime, because I think it's summer next month, officially. Yeah, summer next month, but they call it the summer book sale. And it's not it's not that it's not good. It's just they jam it into this tiny room, and the people in there, at least the ones last year, were just not nice. They were very, very... Was it last year or was it the year before? I think it might have been the year before. I'm trying to remember. I think it might not have been last year, it might have been the year before. But either one, it's just the people in there they kind of sit there and hog the space for the whole thing. So like you have to like say there's a table here and there's a table here. There'd be like a walkway in between there. They would sit right in here, looking at this table, and then instead of like going like this, like you go this way, they go this way around the aisle, like going like back and forth, almost like parking lots. How it has like a one-way thing. They would like camp out in the middle of like the more popular authors. Like they'd find like the last, because it was alphabetized by like last name and stuff like that in there. They'd find the ones that are the most popular, camp out in the middle of it, and then have like people, like they'd have like other people like run back and forth between the shelves, and they'd like congregate like right in the middle of the more popular authors. So that way, if like they missed out on one or anything like that, so the other person could catch it. And then there's like people in there that would go in there just like scanning a book and like shoving it into a box, not really looking, because I think they're like resellers, because the books were like, I think it was like a quarter for paperback or mass markets, 50 cents for trade paperbacks, and 75 cents for hardcovers. So they would just like shove stuff into boxes, because even if you just go home and sell it for $1, you're making profit, really, if you think about it. So people were doing that, and it was not fun. So I was like, I'm not gonna subject myself to it again. They need to actually make a bigger like book sale room in that library, but they don't. So there's the frogs. I really like how they came out. Let's see, let's start doing this little vase back here. Or do I want to do, let's do the ropes on the frog before I do that. So let me pick some colors out. So the greens, once again, were light green, dark phthalo green, or light green, emerald green, dark phthalo green, and hooker's green. So let's see, that goes there. That goes there. Okay. Grab a drink. Okay, so we have burnt ochre 187, raw umber 180, and Van Dyke brown 176. So I'm just going to go very lightly over the rope. Is there any other rope? Yes, there is a rope through here, so I'm going to do all the rope that color. So yeah, I just didn't feel like doing that, and then since I didn't have to go there to drop the book off or to renew it, me and my dad just went to Aldi's and we did some shopping on Saturday. We did the big food order because my mom wants to just stay home with Katya, because Katya does not like when you go off too much. Like, she's okay if like we go off like once a week, but like if all of us go off multiple times during the week, she's just not a very happy camper. So since my mom was still not feeling 100% the best, she stayed behind to stay with Katya. And we did our food shopping, which was pretty good because we got about 3 weeks worth of food, like 3 weeks worth of meat, for about 160. And the only thing we're gonna really have to like stock up on like as the weeks go is like milk, bread, eggs, like snack stuff, like breakfast foods like cereals and stuff like that. So we did pretty good, and the paper in here, I can already tell you, is kind of different than the Sager Oxogner. It feels the same, but it feels, when you're coloring with these, it feels more like the other Hanna Karlzon. It feels different. The paper in here feels different from the other Hanna Karlzons, like the US versions. At least to me it does, but like, it's like coloring really nicely. Honestly, I don't know if there is a difference between this paper and the US paper, but to me there is. And the one thing I really like about the polys, and it's like really random, and I just went from paper to this, is you don't have to like push hard for them to like the color to be on there. Like to get the color nice and pushed into the paper, sometimes with the Prismas, you have to like kind of push hard. But with the polys, you don't. You just kind of have to like go kind of with like a light medium and just kind of pushes all the pigment into the paper, which is nice. Okay, there we go. So let's do the rope over here. And we have some rope right here. So let's just do them all. So yeah, I hope everyone had a good weekend and is looking forward to the color along continuing on. I was actually hoping to do another part to this on Friday. Well, actually, no, Friday I was actually hoping to do the Star Wars page, but because I wasn't feeling good, I was like, I'm not gonna film, even do like, I was gonna end up doing it as like a speed coloring, but I wasn't even in the mood Friday to really color too much once it hit, because I filmed like later at night, and I just wasn't even in the mood to really like sit here and color too much. I think I finished up the page, the buddy color page, because I was just kind of zoned out to it. And I really, like, I wasn't in the mood to like color, but I was in the mood to color that, if that makes sense. I don't know if everyone ever gets those moods like that, where you get into like the mood to color, or not color, but you only want to color, but you do want to color like a certain page, if that makes sense. Like if I would have sat down to try coloring something else that night, I probably wouldn't have colored anything. Oop, I completely forgot about shading all this over here. But I wanted to color that page. I don't know, it kind of happens sometimes with me. Like, you want to color, but like you don't want to color, or you don't want to color, but you just want to color like one page. Yeah. And I know from now on, long videos like that, coloring book video, tour video, or like my entire coloring book collection, finished pages, multiple parts, because that kind of blew my voice out. Okay, let's do the jar right here. And let me put these browns back first. Let's see. What color do I want to do? Because I don't want to do yellow right here, because the yellow gold here, it might go too flashy. Let's see, with the gray, I don't want to do gray. What if I do... Let's do pink. Let's do Pink Matter Lake 129. Light Purple Pink 128. Rose Carmine 124. And Red Violet 194. So let me go ahead and sharpen up my lightest two, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm actually going to start from dark to light on this one, because there's a lot of like stuff going on in the busy area. So I'm going to start with Red Violet and just kind of lightly shade where I want the darker colors to be. I'm going to only kind of use this as like a shadowing color. But yeah, I wanted to wait to do my Happy Mail and coloring book haul. Two of the books you already have seen, because I did a flip through of one and I did show at the beginning of one of my videos last week. But I'm going to do a flip through and show it again. I probably do a flip through of the other one, but I'll do a flip through of the one. And then I have some gel pens coming. You're actually probably going to laugh because the gel pens I have is actually like a bulk amount of one color. I think it's one of the things that only like colorists and like journalists, like people who like to journal stuff, would do and would like understand. But like when you really like a color of a gel pen, especially like a glittery gel pen, they go fast. And I'm not really interested in trying to use like glycerin or anything to like spread it on. I know you can, but like I love the effect that like Anne did on her video. But I don't know. That's for me. I just want to put the pen down the paper and let the ink flow. So I found a company that sells gel pens on Amazon. It's Sargent Art. And they sold 24 of the same colors, and I did it with a whole bunch of different colors as well, for $7. So I have 24 of the same colored gel pens coming to me tomorrow, and I'm excited for it because it's like my favorite color to use in glitter gel pens. So I'll show that, and I have a coloring book. I finally bit the bullet, I guess you would say, and I got Cute Witches by Jade Summer. I was sitting there and debating if I wanted to get the Mermaid's Grayscale that came out or the Cute Witches book because, well, I'll probably get both anyways before next month because next month is Jade in June with Shalene of TheColoringBookNook. And it's going to be all Jade Summer on my channel. I'm going to pull all my Jade Summers out. I'm going to do flip throughs of all of them. And I'm going to let everyone choose which books to color from. Because I would like to do a majority of my Jade Summer ones. And that way I know if more people say, hey, please do a picture from Vampires 1 or 2 or Vampires 2 or something like that, I'll do it, you know? I can prioritize whichever one gets the most comments. I'll make sure I wasn't blurry there, you know? So that's what I'm going to do. I'll probably do that the last week of this month. That way I have enough time to really prioritize, not really prioritize, but I have enough time to really see which one gets the most comments to color in and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. I have the Cute Witches coming, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna be coloring a page probably tomorrow when it comes. Because I'm excited for it. And the only ones I know I'm gonna be getting probably at the end of this month for Jade in June. Next month I want to get that I might not have in that video will be Alice in Wonderland, not the more realistic one, the kind of cartoony one, the one that's like just Alice like big and blown up on the face or on the front cover. The Mermaid's Grayscale and the what is it? Which one is it? I know I can see it in my head, but I can't say it. Trying to think now. I have it. Sad thing is I just was looking at it because I seen someone pop up on YouTube that they were coloring in it. It was okay. Now it's hold on one second. I need to look. My brain just did a full blank. It was the Kawaii Fantasy. I do not know why I couldn't picture that. Oh, probably because it looks like Kawaii Girls, but the fantasy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get that one as well. And that's the only other ones I probably will get for Jade Summer or Jade in June. And I'm not gonna put the shading there for the darker. So we're going to use Rose Carmine now. And just go over that and bring the colors out very lightly. But yeah, I'm excited for that Jade in June because I love Jade's summer books. Like, I really wish they would give out who the artists are that do the pictures. That, like, say if they ever want, like, if they ever stopped, you know, working with the company, that they could we can like follow them, and like if they like publish our coloring books like that, we could like follow them with it, but like they don't. So it's like you can't, like, if someone ever stops working there and they have that art style and then they leave, you don't know. That's my only kind of gripe, I guess you'd say, with the Jade Summer, is that they don't list the artists on there. Because obviously, if you don't know, which I didn't know for the longest time, but like, the Jade Summer is actually not a woman. Well, maybe it is, but I thought it was Jade Summer was the artist, and it's not. It's the company, and they have multiple artists under that branding that work for it, and that's why there's so many different art styles. Which I just thought that the Jade Summer, as a person, just had like multiple different art styles, you know? Like, I just thought that she was a very talented artist and had all the different art styles, but nope. It's a corporation. But I wish they would, like, even if they didn't list it in the book, like, list it on, like, the website, so you can, like, find it. Like, if everyone ever left the thing and they wanted to publish their own coloring book, either via Amazon or from a different publisher, that we can support them. That's the only thing that I think would be better. You know what I mean? Kind of like, I think the Julie Rivers books do that. 'Cause like it had like the Julie River books, like art by Forrest Diver or something like that, I think it is. Where it has like, they can put like by Jade Summer, or like book by Jade Summer, art by, and then insert the artist name. I think that would be like a really good thing to do. But I do like the books, and I like the pricing, even though they stopped doing that, the sale price. I still do like the prices of them, because where else could you get like a nice book where you're getting, I'm just gonna very lightly kind of bring this color out a little bit more, so when I do the next color, there's like a blend to it. Because where else are you gonna get like a nice, you know, almost 50-page coloring book for $8? Even if there's duplicates, you know. I know some people don't like the duplicates, but I like it because that way if I mess up, I know there's always another one. And if I really like an image, I can do it again. Okay. And take the next color, which is light purple pink. Let's go out further from that. Okay, just take that tip off before it breaks. Because sometimes you're coloring with the tip and like it snaps, you push down too hard by accident because it catches you off guard. And then you have like a burnish spot. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Jade in June, and I'm looking forward to Lost in the Jungle with Coloring with D. I'm gonna double check with her. I know she's messaged me and told me about the ones that she's thinking about doing, but next month I'm gonna make sure, double check the pages with her. and the books, because I know I believe, if I remember correctly, because my memory is bad, I will admit that, she's gonna be working in Magical Jungle and Anamorphia. And I think there might be another one. I'm not sure. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. But yeah, I am excited to work with her and see what she does. And then August, as of right now, is going to be my break month. I'm not taking a break from the channel, but I'm taking a break from color alongs unless someone asks me to be in one, and it's something that I like to color, so like that. April is supposed to be my break month, but then Deb asked me, so I kind of just did a little more of a laid back, kind of had fun with it, color along. Because I like Deb's channel, and I really went to work with him, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I had a lot of fun with April's Easter color along. Okay, I'm just gonna take the red violet. The darkest color, and just kind of deepen up some of the areas. But I think on the months where I do my break months, I think I'm gonna turn them into whip months, where I do my kind of go back through my books and finish up some pictures. That way it's an unofficial theme to the month, even if there is it's a break month. And I did mention this in the bottom of the description, not in the bottom description, in the description of the coloring pages by you video, that grab a drink. We're going now with the light color, which is Pink Matter Lake. Just go over everything. But I did mention in that description that the color by use are changing, or did change slightly. And if you color along, even if you're not doing it in the theme, say you want a page, if you say you're coloring a page now that's not Halloween, and you really like, and you're really proud of it, and you want it featured, email me down below. It's down below. Just make sure you use when you put it in the email, that it's all in lower cases, because it was I had capital letters on it before, but people did have some problems with it. I was sending it, so you had to make sure it's all lowercase. But if you are proud of the picture you do, you want it featured in that colored by you in the month, just send it to me and let me know. And I'll put it on and save it into the file and put it up. Because I think that would be a nice thing to kind of do, to kind of spotlight everyone. And when I do put it up there, I put your first name and then just the initial of your last name. I will not put your full last name up on there. Or if you don't want your name on there, just put your YouTube name. Just give me the name that you want to use for the video, and I'll make sure to, when I save the video, the picture into the folder, when it comes to my email, I download them, put them into the folder. I make sure to put the name, say Susan H, that sends me pictures. Whenever she sends one, I will download it, put Susan H1, Susan H2, forever how much she sends. And that's how I usually do it for everyone. So if you want to send more than one, I will just put a 2 behind it, and then your name will be in the video when I put a little caption of the names. And if you want to share it over on Instagram, since it doesn't fit into the hashtag for the month, just at me on there, just tag me on there. My Instagram is the bibliophile_colorist. and it's colorist, the way the US spelling is the COLOR. I almost try to put it as with the U in there because the bibliophile colorist was taken when I signed up. Like, let me see if I can put it with the U, but it's like, no, because in case someone thinks I'm from the UK or something like that, and I'm from the US, even though, it doesn't matter. Because I think actually people in Canada spell it with the U as well. I'm not sure. I think so. And I think I'm going to finish up this bottle and we will be done for today. Or this jar. This isn't a bottle, this is a jar. And these little chopping mats really do actually help. I noticed when I was using my water brush on the Neo 2 page from Color Morphia that I wasn't using as much water. Because it felt like the page wasn't like soaking it up, like the page as well as the page behind it wasn't like soaking it up as much. Like, it kind of felt like the water kind of stayed on the surface of the page a little more, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But I got some chopping mats at the Dollar Tree, and then I just got some tape, just some little duct tape for it. There. The only thing I haven't used for the chopping mat yet is I haven't tried alcohol markers. There, and I think we're done for tonight. We will go ahead and finish up this page tomorrow. I think, yeah, I'll finish it up probably tomorrow night. So I'm going to film the Happy Meal video and finish this up as well. Because I can't wait to start the next one. I think, don't hold me to it, I think the next one we're going to be doing is the Misfits page after this one. And I'm thinking we might play with the Neo 2s again. I'm thinking that, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. But that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry, like I said, for that random impromptu break, but I just kind of took a night off from filming. I feel better now. No kind of stomach bug, no stomach flu, whatever it was. And I can't wait to get back into all of the Halloween coloring. And I think once I finish this page up, I'm going to start on this page in here. I'm not going to do it on camera, but I'll show it when it's done, because I want to use similar colors. That's why I want to do this page first, because this book, if you don't know, is Spirit Animals. Well, because of the name, you probably would. But each page is similar. Like, so you see the crab here, you see here with the crab, eye legs, the wolves, the lady and the fish, which is, there's not many kind of double pages like that. Like, I flipped another double page. I keep saying there's not many double pages in there. I flipped all the double pages in the book. There we go. But like, it's similar like this, where it kind of like picture people on one side, animal on the other one. I just kept flipping to all the double pages. It's like technically I think the whole book is a double page, but you can do them separately, but they go together. Like this one go together, that one and that one go together. It's not like our book where you would see like one image here and then like an unrelated image here. Each of them go together, which I really like that idea. Because even if you want to do one side, you can come back later on, just make a note if you want to have like some similar colors, or just make a note of the pencils and you can have them kind of compare. Or you can do one in polys, one in prismas, one in Crayolas, one in Castlers. You can test out different sides, but I'm rambling now because it's almost done. But that's it for today. Oh, the colors again really quick, I forgot. Pink Matter Lake, which is the lightest, light purple pink. Rose Carmine and Red Violet, before I forgot. And that's in the Polychromos. That's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm gonna go ahead, edit this, upload it, and probably color because I'm in the mood to color more. But that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. And until next time, happy coloring.